Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC Fight Night that's fitting to take place in about 44 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? It's currently 3:16, and I'm sitting out here in this casino parking lot, per usual, purling one up, fitting to burn it down, and politic these last-minute parlay placements. You know what I'm talking about? What if type situations and all that. What if every one of my picks is absolute shit? I must consider this and secure my back door in case, you know, that is the way things unfold, man. You know what I'm talking about? It very much so is what it is, though. When it comes to these main bets, these main picks, and these main parlays, all of these prospects, you know what I mean? All of these individuals that have question marks on them, they very much so should not be involved in your main bets, your main parlays, your main plays. You know what I'm talking about? That first fight of the night, that last fight of the night, women's MMA, heavyweight MMA, individuals making their UFC debut, individuals who are minus 500 or above, which, that's not the case for anybody this week. You know what I'm talking about? Individuals that, you have question marks on, man. The boy Clayton versus Lucas, there's question marks all over that fight, man. Prospect versus prospect, both of them have looked very good as of yet. And, they've done so against other prospects and lower levels of opposition, man. So who knows what this fight's going to bring out of both of these individuals? Who knows what the outcome might be this afternoon when this fight card kicks off very shortly. I believe that fight, the first one, scheduled to kick off in 10 minutes after 4. You know what I'm talking about? That shit could get spicy if Clayton can implement his game. Get old boy down to the ground, put him in compromisable positions while aggressively searching for that submission. If Lucas keeps this upright, you know what I'm saying? Just out-volumes him, outworks him, and produces the better body of work absolutely everywhere over the course of 15 minutes. What if he finds the finish? What if Clayton gets frustrated, unable to implement his game, and old boy catches him slipping, clips him, and disconnects him from his consciousness? You know what I'm talking about? Shit could get messy, man. Cody versus Dan. Prospect versus prospect. I just don't like anything I've seen from one of the prospects, and that's Dan. Yeah, I'm talking about. We're on the other side. I do like what I've seen from Cody, but we're going to find out tonight just exactly, what level of opposition he is. Because I believe to know what level of opposition Dan Argueta is. You know what I'm talking about? Heavyweight MMA, question marks on both sides. It's heavyweight MMA. That shit could go either way on any given day. All either one has to do is clip the other cleanly to disconnect him from his consciousness. I'm not high on them Taira brothers in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You understand what I'm saying to you? Not to say that I'm high on Sean in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But neither one of these individuals have been tested against legitimate high levels of opposition in any way, shape, form, or fashion as of yet in their careers. You know what I'm talking about? So for us to even be arguing or trying to make a case for either one of these individuals as if their stats even mean anything yet, they don't. They're meaningless in my personal opinion until they're tested inside that cage against a legitimate high level of opposition. Then, we'll be in a position to argue their statistics. Again, this is all just my personal opinion, man. And my pick on Sean is a fade on Junior, but, Junior was getting spicy at the face-offs. You know what I mean? Got the chuckling, talking a little bit of shit. You know what I mean? Trying to make it, a bit more exciting. You know what I mean? Hopefully this thing ain't slow motion for 15 minutes or slow motion until it just absolutely isn't. I'd like to see some action in this motherfucking matchup, but it is what it is. It's heavyweight MMA. Tread fucking lightly, man. Nico versus Themba. Themba all in Nico's face. Nico, per usual, just smiling. He ain't backing down. He invites the violence. You understand what I'm saying to you? I still do believe him to be the more dangerous individual out of the two. And it's undeniable that he's faced, the higher level of opposition in his run. You know what I mean? His wins, his losses, undeniably incomparable to that of Themba's. And it's not like a passing of a torch type situation. There's no significant age gap. And with that being said, with there being no significant age gap, no significant reach or height, and I don't see where Themba's body of work really significantly separates him from Nico and Nico's body of work, I gotta rock with the dog. That's just me. You know what I'm talking about? That's just me. You can come at my neck all you want about these dogs pick, but that's why I'm rocking with him, man. I gotta rock with the dog in this one. There's no significant age, reach, or height, and there's absolutely no significant separation in the body of work produced by Themba of that of produced by Nico. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. Themba at a -3 something, almost -400. That's a bit crazy. You know? Straight up. And then CJ against Tamirov, Ramazan, however you say old boy's name. That just is what it is, man. I've seen CJ perform. I've seen CJ produce, I've seen the body of work that he's able to produce in the octagon up against these other prospects that have made it into the octagon. You understand what I'm saying to you? I believe I have a good, gauge on where his ceiling inside the UFC is. I can't say all of that about Tamirov. Tamirov's making his UFC debut. CJ's going to be his first test. He still has proven grounds to cover, in my personal opinion, as far as I'm concerned, before I could ever think about getting behind him and a price tag such as the one that's next to his name. You understand what I'm saying to you? So that's why I'm on CJ. You can come at my neck about these dog picks if you want, but that's why I'm on CJ. Tamirov still has proven grounds to cover, man. And maybe he starts covering them grounds this afternoon, but he's gonna have to make me a motherfucking believer. You know what I'm talking about? Jonathan Pierce against Pat Sabatini. I believe Pat Sabatini to be the better jiu-jitsu practitioner. You know what I'm talking about? But I believe Jonathan Pierce to be the better wrestler, the better grappler, and the better all-around mixed martial artist. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I believe he can use those advantages in the grappling and wrestling department defensively to keep this fight upright and produce the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes on the feet in the striking department, and possibly catch, clip, and disconnect Pat from his consciousness to get the finish inside the distance via KO, TKO. I do not believe Pierce will find a submission unless it was a club and sub type situation and he really hurt Pat. I really don't want John going to the mat with Pat. I can see Pat finding the submission ASAP if John chooses to take that route. But, I like Pierce, man. You know what I'm talking about? I don't like, I'm standing on my pick with Jared because it is what it is. It's a complete pass. I want nothing to do with it, but I took Jared as far as the pick was concerned. I kind of like Chitty post weigh-ins. I like his energy as opposed to that goofy shit going on with motherfucking Jared. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm going to stand on my pick. It is what it is. I still very much like D-Rod and Grant Dawson, to get the job done. If I fucking miss somebody, my bad. I'm in this motherfucking parking lot. I'm twisting up this motherfucking fuel biscuits from down D.C. Tacoma Wellness Center. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't got no papers, no lists, no nothing in front of me. I'm on my phone, and that's where everything at. You know what I'm talking about? When I'm here with it. You feel me? So, yeah. Oh, Corey and Julia, same. Julia got some proven grounds to cover. Obviously, she didn't start covering any grounds when she made her UFC debut against Knudsen, because Knudsen put that work in order. Now, Julia did secure 3 out of 3 takedowns. She did go 100% on her takedowns and put up decent volume numbers on the feet, while Knudsen was over there doing what she was doing and just edging her out absolutely everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? But, she didn't pass that test against another prospect. And Corey's somebody who's, she's been up against it. She's been up against a higher level of opposition in her career. Her wins, her losses, just look at her resume. Julia does not have the the level of even, wins or losses. And Corey got some good wins, man. Corey got some good wins. And you can't be mad and frown at some of those losses. But it's definitely a higher level of opposition than what Julia's had to face. And, seeing him at the face-offs, Corey got a nice little size advantage. Julia's not going to be able to just go in there and do what she wants to do with Corey, in my personal opinion. Now, with that being said, watch Julia go out there and catch the motherfucking KO or the submission inside the first couple minutes. You know what I'm talking about? But I think Corey's in this, man. And it's still an underdog tag. We ain't got better pick. Now, we ain't got better parlay, nothing. You know, it's women's MMA. But for the pick, it's still very much so Corey, man. You know what I mean? Now, Tat and Royval, that face-off had me a little shaky, man. Like, Royval couldn't even be serious. You know, he likes to come out there and put the little mean mug on. You know what I'm talking about? Chin up. You know what I mean? Chest out, do his little 1-2 at the face-offs, and he couldn't even do it, man. Like, he came out there, shook old boy hand, he backed up, he tried to, chest up, chin out, chin up, chest out, and he just couldn't do it, man. He was ready to start laughing. He started motherfucking chuckling and just, here, let me shake your hand real quick. You know, the young boy, he looked like such a little kid standing over there. He looked so innocent. He don't look like he get ready to get in there and just come after your motherfucking ass for the finish. You know what I'm talking about? And it was hard for Royval to be serious with him up there, man. I hope he takes him serious in the cage, man. You know what I mean? I can see Royval getting this one at the end of the day, though, man. You know what I mean? I personally don't know that Tat is going to be champ. You know what I mean? I don't know if Tat would have been able to beat some of the individuals that Brandon has had to beat. You understand what I'm saying to you? Brandon has definitely had to face, and the higher level of opposition. He's definitely been up against it more so than Tat. Tat has looked good as of yet in his run, but he's done so against the individuals that he's done so. Now, he's passed the tests when, asked to take that next step up. You can't take that from the kid. He has passed them motherfucking tests. And for the most part, he's done it with flying fucking colors, man. You know what I'm talking about? But this is, by far, his biggest test, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is his biggest test. I wish that Abdul and fucking Josh fight didn't get canceled. That was one of my most confident picks. I already had them motherfuckers parlayed up and had bread on them. I already had the props parlayed up with motherfucking D-Rod by decision and motherfucking Abdul by KO, TKO or decision. And I also had one with D-Rod by KO, TKO or decision and Abdul by KO, TKO or decision, man. All them tanks took a significant hit to the payout. D-Rod just got to do what he got to do now. And I'll get that money back plus a slight little profit. Something light, nothing major, but it's better than nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking downside of them early bird parlays, man. But listen, I can see a night where that boy Lucas gets it done, keeps this fight upright, produces the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes in the striking department, and possibly finds that motherfucking chin cleanly to clip and disconnect Clayton from his consciousness inside the distance for the finish via KO, TKO, man. I don't know. I went back after the, after the face-offs, after the temperature check, you know what I'm talking about? Peak Berry by energy and all that. After the little temperature check, I went back and watched all the tape that I could on both of these young men once again, you know what I'm talking about? And it just is what it is, man. Prospect versus prospect, and we gonna see which prospect has the higher ceiling in just a few fucking minutes. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. Could get messy, man. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got it backwards. Wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. But I believe the bull Cody to be, and the money line doesn't suggest it, but that works better, for me if it works out this way. But I believe the boy Cody to be a safer bet than Clayton. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like Cody has more ways to get the job done against Dan Argueta. You know what I'm talking about? Where I don't necessarily believe that to be the case with Clayton and Lucas. Clayton might need to go in there and get this one down to the mat, aggressively search for the submission, putting this young boy in multiple compromisable positions until he catches him slipping, sink it in, lock it up, and get him out of there inside the distance via submission. And if he's unable to do so, boy, oh boy, it could be a fucked up night for him. You know what I'm talking about? Could be a fucked up night for him. On the other side of things, man, Dan has done absolutely nothing in any way, shape, form, or fashion anywhere prior to the UFC, in the UFC, just nothing to lead me to believe that he's a threat in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But that's just me, and that's just my personal opinion. Don't let me gas you up. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up, man. Is what it is, man. I'm interested to see this Tamirov cat scrap, though. You know what I mean? Because CJ gonna put him in a scrap. CJ gonna put him in a scrap, man. CJ gonna bring that volume. You know what I'm talking about? CJ got good scrambles. He's not necessarily the easiest to get down, the easiest to hold down. And I don't think he's gonna be anywhere near easy for Tamirov to out volume on the feet in the striking department if he can't get the takedowns going. Or if God forbid CJ pops him and makes him respect something quick, fast, in a hurry. You know what I'm talking about? Then shit might just, get blurry. That game plan might start to diminish a little bit, and he might start going off the top with some shit. And that might not work out for him, man. You know what I mean? Shit, we saw, what's his name? I don't know where the fuck he was from. Azamat, whatever the fuck that one boy's name was. He was like a -5 something, came in here against Charles Johnson on like his second fight in the UFC or something like that. And Charles Johnson cashed as a big motherfucking sizable underdog and got that, deaded that shit. You gotta understand that everybody from over here, over there, ain't Khabib Islam and ain't Shavkat, ain't Hamzat, ain't Umar. Everything ain't for everybody, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of individuals train in a lot of high level gyms around a lot of high level individuals, championship, elite level. You know what I mean, motherfuckers, but that does not necessarily mean that they will ever be anywhere near the tier of those individuals that they train with, get rounds with, or train around. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or that they'll ever even fight in the promotions that these individuals fight in. You understand what I'm saying to you? One thing has absolutely nothing to do with the other. It's all worth consideration, though. You know what I mean? I'm interested to see how Themba does against Nico. You know what I mean? Nico's killer be killed, man. Very much so. An individual that will go out on his motherfucking shield and give you a show while doing so. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's vicious with the knees, with the elbows, with the uppercuts, with the hooks, with the counters, in close, in the clinch, off the back. We've already seen twice, I believe, he's put individuals unconscious from, up, throwing shots upwards from off his motherfucking back. Whether it's a motherfucking up kick or a hammer fist, it don't much matter. I believe his two, his up kick, his hammer fist, and who was it? Jamal? Who was it that motherfucking cracked motherfucking Jacare Souza and then just fucking mangled him all up, motherfucking folded up like a lawn chair? Ain't too many individuals whopping you from the bottom while you trying to put work on them and putting you unconscious. Themba gets caught slipping, Nico will clip him and get him the fuck up out of there. Club and sub, his choke game is vicious, his submission game is vicious. Both of these individuals are very well matched up, and there's no significant age. I think Nico's maybe 2 years older than him. Of course, he's got more miles on more miles on him, more damage. He's been in more wars, but he's been up against a higher level of opposition, and that's why. He's got more experience. He knows how to get shit done. And when you count him out as a dog, look what he's done. Look what he just did against Alex Morono, who's fighting D-Rod on the card. When y'all counted him out as a sizable dog, I believe he's like around plus 250 then. And he came in 100% on takedowns, 5 out of 5, almost 150-something, 160-something. Like, he kept the volume up there. He just did what Nico is capable of doing. And even more so when you count him out against somebody he does not believe he does not believe it be, he needs to be getting counted out against. But it is what it is. He'll take advantage of the dog tag, as I will, man. But I'm interested, man, because like I said, it's no passing of the torch type shit. They both in their mid-30s, you know what I'm talking about? They both pretty much, even though Nico's been around for a grip longer, they both pretty much the same spots in their career. In my personal opinion, neither one of them have a whole lot longer to go. You know what I'm talking about? But again, that is just my personal opinion. That is just me out here smoking on this motherfucking fuel biscuits and speaking. You know what I mean? But we gonna see if we can't go in here and get some perfect parlay placement in the last minutes, man. You know what I'm talking about? Still got about, get my ass up in there at 4 o'clock. First fight kick off at 4:10. I get my ass up in there at like 3:50. You know what I'm talking about? But listen, man, you know, sometimes, a lot of times I have y'all on the right side of these dogs. Like even when I had bad night, I picked 6 dogs. I think I was like 6-6 on the card. You know what I mean? I picked 6, 3 favorites lost and 3 dogs lost, but 3 dogs won. You understand what I'm saying to you? I have you on the right side of these dogs over here in the doghouse more times than I won't, but there will be a lot of times that I'll be on the wrong dogs, because dogs bark for the most part on a lot of these cards. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Maybe this afternoon, I'm on the right side of one and on the wrong side of the other as far as a pick's concerned. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe, and I'm on the wrong side of some of these favorites. So maybe that prelims look a little something like Lucas instead of Clayton, but still Cody. You know what I mean? So Lucas over Clayton, then Cody over Dan. Themba over Nico. Maybe he gets that one done. You know what I'm talking about? And then, D-Rod over motherfucking Alex, Chitty over Jared. That's against my pick, but then, a dog that I'm on the side of, Brad over John. You know what I mean? So maybe 2 dogs barking, and 2 dogs, one of them's Lucas and one of them's Brad Tavares. You know what I'm talking about? And then maybe, D-Rod, Cody, Themba, you know what I mean? And Chitty come through, and that 6-pack with 2 slight dogs and 4 favorites smack. You know what I'm talking about? Who the fuck knows? That's what the fuck I be out here doing. That's what I'm going through. But go in here, probably toss a yard in the machine, little 100, and get to putting these motherfucking, spinning this lottery wheel, putting these motherfucking parlays together. Couple 5 legs, maybe a 6 leg, then throw maybe a haymaker or a Hail Mary toss, man. Toss in something for the over-unders on the preseason NBA. Drop a couple NFL plays so they don't have to see me again till Monday when I'm cashing tickets. Sound good, don't it? We shall see, man. We shall see. Best of luck with any and all bets and parlays. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Get in this jack real quick, look at these apps real quick, and do this math real quick. Cause while I'm here in Delaware, I can't fuck with these apps. I can use them as my calculators before I go in here and get on this kiosk. So I already know what I'm doing, and I ain't holding up the line. Plus, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not just holding up the line because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll get drunk in front of that kiosk and just start putting all types of shit together. Walk away from that motherfucker like, what the fuck did I just do with the last $60? You know what I'm talking about? Fuck that. Very much so why I'm about to tap out, get my math right, and then go in here and, put a few of these last minute parlays together and see if this placement can properly be placed. You know what I mean? Best of luck again with any and all bets and parlays. I appreciate any and everybody who tapped in. And, yeah, peace and blessings, man.